So today on Idiots Go Running, I have Jeffrey. Say hello, Jeffrey.
Hello. Welcome to me. Thanks for having me.
On our show, we've got a guest who likes to run. Do they really? Do they jog around the place just for fun? That's not fun. Are they a professional athlete? Nope. Lining at the start with the elite. It don't matter. We've got a guest on our show because we asked and they didn't say no. It don't matter because our show has a guest. It does. Pretty much because we asked and they said yes.
Appreciate it.
No problem at all. So I got you on the show. I was chatting to you before and I got you on the show because my friend in America sent me a video that you said something about being Derek, something about running or ultra running, and I thought, I need him on the show. So Jeffrey, tell us a bit about who you are, where you're from, your background. Give us information on yourself.
I'm from the U.S. Unfortunately, grew up in Missouri on a pig farm, and that wasn't for me. I ended up gallivanting off to New York City to pursue acting, and did that for a while. I'm trying to give you the Cliff Notes version. Let's see. I was approaching my 30s, and my mom, who had been diagnosed with heart failure when I was a kid, finally came to the end of her battle with heart failure, and that was all obesity related, all obesity caused, and I was on the exact same railroad tracks headed to the exact same destination. And so that was my wake-up call. I discovered ultra running, became obsessed. Did a little I was also doing stand-up at the time, so I had the idea to do a little indie documentary film that was half documentary, half stand-up storytelling special, and ran my first 100-miler, got that film done. Luckily, Amazon Prime in the US took it on. I don't know if it's available in Ireland or not. Probably it should be.
I'll check.
And then that kind of led to an accidental social media creator career. Can you call that a career? I don't know what that is.
Of course you can.
Anyway, so that's what I'm doing now, along with some motivational speaking and whatnot. But yeah, that's me. I don't know. In a nutshell, I probably forgot a lot of things, but that's a start. I'll talk about myself for hours if you let me, so be careful.
Oh, that's okay, because I can edit this and I can edit it down very short. So don't worry about that. I'm only joking. I am only joking. Jeffrey, so you're an actor as well. So we'll get onto the running. And I know it's a running podcast, but the acting thing, I've never had an actor on our show. Oh. Well, have you been in anything exciting?
Nothing you would have seen, probably. I started in theater. And got really lucky. The year after I graduated college, I went to New York, and there was a show that was running on Broadway, and they had put a company in Chicago of the show, and I got cast in that. And it was a pretty well-known, pretty trendy show at the time. And then they moved me to the tour. And so I just immediately had a few years of really good luck. Theater-wise, that's probably the most notable thing. And then other than my film, just some like very tiny TV things, nothing exciting that you'd know. Yeah, so that's what I was doing in my 20s. But it's hard. I'm sure it's hard in the UK too, and Ireland, anywhere in Europe. I'm sure it's difficult to make ends meet as an actor, but it's especially competitive in the US. So I just got tired of those starving artist days. I hit 30 and I was like, eventually I don't want to live in an apartment with 4 other dudes. I might want a yard someday, or a garden, as you probably call it.
Yard, garden. We know what you're talking about. Okay. And then you went. So you thought you didn't want to live. You wanted to get a wee bit of money behind yourself. You didn't want to live poor. So you decided to ultra running. Ultra running game is now so expensive.
Oh, isn't it? I know. I mean, it's I guess less expensive than, I don't know, skiing or other things like that, but it's still just those race entry fees. And I get it. I know it's expensive to put the races on, but it's not as cheap as it once was. I remember when I first started, we're like, you just need a pair of running shoes. That's all it costs. And it's like, well, that's not exactly true.
Now it's like going out for a night out. You need a pair of running shoes. You need a nice big fancy bag. You need some. Well, I suppose you don't bring trekking poles to a club with you, but you know what I mean. You have all this gear to go with you. You've got the entry fees, and the annoying thing is that these guys could put up the price. They could double the price, and I'll still turn up at that starting line because the buzz is it an addiction? Do you think it's an addiction?
Oh, for sure. That buzz, I think, just running in general, at least for me, I mean, that's why I got so hooked was, I just at the time had never gone to therapy, was therapy resistant. I don't know about therapy resistant. That just wasn't where my mind first went. And now looking back, I realized that like running was totally my therapy. Not to be a cliche, but it's true. It's really healthy for your brain, or at least for mine.
Oh, it's super healthy. So you've said you've done 100-mile races. How many have you done? What's your story and what ones you've done? One.
I've attempted 3. So I mean, I don't want to spoil my film, but I first attempted the Leadville 100. I decided that was the best first 100-miler.
Hold on, was that your first one?
Yeah.
You chose Leadville as your first 100-mile race.
Yeah.
Oh, you got so much respect in my book at the minute because that's brilliant.
Stupidity.
Continue. No respect. Respect. Yeah. Continue.
Well, I don't know if you know who Ian Sharman is. He's actually I think he's British. He lives in the U.S. and has lived in the U.S. for ages. He has a really successful training business here in the U.S. now, but he was an ultra runner who he won Leadville, I think, 7, 8 times, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was training with him. So the fact that he had such a close relationship with the race, and then on top of that, it was for my film. And so, from a production standpoint, we wanted something that was notable with lots of history in a really cool, epic setting. And so for all those reasons, it ticked the box. The one thing we didn't prioritize was whether or not that was a reasonable choice for someone's first 100-miler. That was the one thing we did not consider. Oh, I considered it. I just ignored it. But I missed the cutoff at the top of Hope Pass, which is like the midpoint. So I think it would have been like mile 44 or something like that. I got pulled. And so I pouted for a while, vowed I was never running again. And then, of course, that wasn't the case. And I signed up for a race called the Rocky Raccoon 100. It's also in the U.S. and Texas. It was like maybe 6 months later. And I had the worst attitude about it. I was so negative. I was so jaded. The first race, I mean, we had taken like a whole little film cruise to Colorado. My family had come. I had blasted it all over the internet. I had like a live tracker set up so that people could follow and track me through the race. And the next race, I told 2 friends. I only brought my sister and a friend from high school to crew for me. And I brought 1 production person. That poor man, he was audio, he was camera, he was everything. Because I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's probably not going to happen. Like, we need to go do it. Like, I got to figure out a way to like finish this film. Like, something has to happen. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. I'm just going to show up and we'll see. It happened. Thank God.
Brilliant.
Luckily, it happened.
Do you know what? That's like a journey. Do you know what? This sounds like a 300-mile run. That's a journey of 3 events that you started. Then, you pushed on. And that's what 100-mile races are. They're perseverance. And you chat to some of the best 100-mile racers out there and they go, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So it's don't kick yourself when you're down. Don't do anything like this. Like 100-mile race, your stomach can go, your shoes can fall apart, you can go roll over your ankle in the first 5 miles. It's not like, I hate to say it, like a marathon where it's only a couple of hours usually, and you're done. Well, it's nice flat road. It's perfect road. Like the 100-mile, you've got weather different. Just everything changes, light changes, weather changes, distance changes. Anyway, that's a class. And doing Leadville, what was it like? I'm going to jump back to Leadville because it's one of my dream races that I would love to do. I would love to do, and it's a mining village that they had no work, so this guy thought, let's bring runners in, and ultra running saved Leadville, or it put it on the map, I suppose. What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. That was a huge reason why we chose it, was because that race has so much history. It's one of the oldest ultra marathons in the U.S. It's in the gorgeous Rocky Mountains of Colorado, which I now live in, or I live in Denver, in Colorado. And yeah, it has such a rich history. I mean, you basically summed it up there, but this was an old mining town. If you know anything about the history of the American West, all these towns popped up out of nowhere, virtually, literally overnight. And then, like when we switched to the gold standard, it was a silver mining town. So when we switched to the gold standard, that was the first huge crash of the silver market. So at that point, a lot of these small mining towns collapsed. Some of them, like Leadville, found ways to survive, either mining other things out of the same mines, or I think it was in the 80s, late 70s, something like that. This guy and his friend, they were like, how are we going to save this town? I mean, we have less than 1,000 people living here, and how are we going to save this? And they had heard of, I think it's the Western States, that was originally a 100-mile horse ride or horse race, and somebody's horse got injured or something, and they decided to like finish it on foot. And so these two were like, I heard about this crazy like 100-mile race that people are doing in California. What if we did something like that? And they did something like that. And now it has not only saved the town, the entire summer in Leadville is endurance events. There are mountain biking races of every distance. There's what's it called, Lead Woman, where you do like the mountain biking race and ultra race. It's just an entire summer of endurance and outdoor stuff. And the town has retained its charm, and the race is still just as iconic, if not more iconic, than it has always been. And it's just, if you want to race with a lot of like history and character, like it's top tier.
And you got to run it. You got to run part of it. You got to run it. It would be my dream just to enter it. My dream just to be there. Never mind enter it. Never mind run it. That is incredible. So we have two hosts in this show, and the other one's Andrew. So Andrew doesn't usually come on the guest shows, but Andrew loves asking questions, and I basically eased you in to say, if you haven't listened to the show before, Andrew's questions can be a bit odd. He does good accent. So if you're looking for someone to play any roles in any movies or anything you're creating, this guy has got well, I'll let you decide on Andrew's accents.
Okay, maybe he can do it for me. As an actor, I have a fairly well-known reputation for being terrible with accents. So maybe I can hire him to act for me occasionally.
Well, you two will bounce off each other. Here's Andrew's question.
You have just signed up to a 100-mile ultra-marathon race. You have two choices of who your competitors can be. It could be 100 gummy bears of all different shapes and sizes and colours and flavours. I know gummy bears aren't real, but these guys are real and they can run. And the English gummy bears. Or would you rather come up against 100 Frankfurters from Germany? Oh, and we're not talking about Frankfurters with baps or bread in between. No, it's just 100% pure Frankfurter. And these guys can also talk and run like the other guys. Who would you rather compete against? And tell me your thoughts and fears and hopes and dreams about being the only human in this race.
A lot to take in there, isn't there?
By Frankfurters, does he mean like hot dogs? Or does he mean
Germans?
Like
they're
from Does he mean citizens of Frankfurt, or is he talking about hot dogs?
Sorry, that's brilliant. Andrew is talking about the hot dog for I suppose the German hot dogs, which are called Frankfurters. I assume. Gotcha. So I assume that's what he's talking about, but who knows with Andrew. But let's go because gummy bears are on one side,
Okay.
frankfurters on the other side.
Let's assume that. I think normally I would. I know we talked about. I grew up on a pig farm. We talked about that, I think, before we started recording. And
Yeah.
so, unsurprisingly, I'm now vegetarian. So I'm trying to think where I stand because the thing is, well, is there a difference between English and American gummy bears? Are they the same gelatinous candy-ish?
I I would say that I did read your bio and I did see vegetarian, so I'm going to guess that these are non-gelatin gummy bears. Okay, so that's a given. And the frankfurters, let's go for vegan. That fake meat stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So this is not a factor.
So let's strip this back. Let's digest Andrew's question, and let's refine the characters in this scenario. So, are they any different? I don't know. I've never had gummy bears from America. The British ones I am aware of. The frankfurters from Germany I'm aware of. I don't know.
I
don't know.
The same. Let's assume they're the same. So I'm gonna go with the gummy bears, mostly because if they're like ours, they're simple carbs, and while it's unlikely that I would surpass any of them on the trail, if I did, I could eat them and fuel. Whereas I love a good veggie sausage, but I don't know that in Leadville in the moment, I kind of lead every choice in life that I make with what I can and cannot eat. And so for that reason, I'm going gummy bears. I would love to have a vegan frankfurter after the race. But just practically, like I could get in a pickle and need to eat one of my competitors. So gummy bears, final answer.
So you've really based your answer on cannibalism. Am I right in saying that?
That's pretty much what I've said. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of needing to report me to authorities if I say anything off.
There is no right or wrong answer to Andrew's question. There is just answers, and as stupid as the question are, the answer can be just as stupid. So yeah, we're talking about food. Ultra running. I love ultra running because you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. It's like a kid's birthday party. The aid stations are like a kid's birthday party where you have a table full of snacks and foods and everything. I suppose let's get on to the food. What's the type of weird things that you've ate or the things you do keep going back to? Is there any things that you would eat?
I don't actually, it's not weird at all, but and it's not only because of ultra running. I love pickles. I have always loved pickles. Dill pickles, American dill pickles, not sweet pickles. Dill pickles. I've always loved them. I also love the pickle juice. I don't know if pickles have taken hold in outside the US in the ultra running world, yes. But in the US, not only are there pickles at every aid station, but there's now, I can't remember the brand, but there's a brand of, it's just pickle juice. It's just like a salty electrolyte filled pickle brine. I love that. And then Coca-Cola. I don't really drink sodas otherwise, but it is my magic sauce in an ultra marathon. I'm just a big dude, and it's really hard for me to consume enough carbs to keep me after like 25-ish miles. Like I really have to be replenishing what I'm burning because I run through my carb stores, and Coca-Cola is my first choice.
Yeah. And fizzy or flat Coke?
Flat Coke?
Is this new?
Why would you choose flat Coke?
Why would you choose flat Coke? So over here, I got to an aid station and they said, "Do you want Coke?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the next question was, "Fizzy or flat?" And I'm going, "Fizzy or flat?" So the bubbles in your stomach can upset your stomach.
Oh, sure.
So flat Coke is easier to drink. You just neck it. So I would go for flat Coke. And I'm like yourself. I never touch any fizzy drinks because I just, acid in them and your stomach, all this stuff. But see, when I'm in the middle of a race and someone hands me a nice cold Coca-Cola, and I think it has to be Coca-Cola, does it? Not to push any brands, but it has to be Coca-Cola.
Yeah, at least, I don't know what y'all have there. Maybe you have some amazing Irish equivalent, but here there's really no cola that matches, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, Pepsi is very different, and like the off-brand Like RC Cola is another one we have here. They're just not the same.
No, you need to go for the original. Not that I'm pushing brands, as I said, but you need to go for the original Coca-Cola. And so, flicking through your Instagram reel, I did notice in your runs you do something different, and I haven't done this on a run yet. It's brilliant. Dancing.
Oh yeah,
dancing.
I highly recommend it.
So, like, give us some dance. Give us your what's your dance moves? Like, what does dancing do when you're running? I've heard of people eating food. I've heard of people having these run techniques and having sticks and having the gear, but no one ever talks about mid-run. Let's break out into a dance. What's it do?
For me, I just sometimes have to break my not to be over dramatic, but like my downward spirals. Like there's times that I just, it really stinks. I'm trying to keep it clean. There are times when it's just temporarily super duper not fun. And for me, I just have to once I have a moment of awareness of that, I just have to do something ridiculous to get myself out of it. And remember that how lucky am I to be on the side of this mountain doing this? At the end of the day, none of this matters. It's not a big deal. I'm not in danger. It's just a race. Nothing, it doesn't matter. So I just have to do something ridiculous and silly to remind myself, why I'm there and, what actually matters. And so it just does that for me. It, snaps my brain out of those moments and reminds me that it doesn't matter.
Oh, wow. That's a brilliant answer. It's brilliant. It's class. I love it because, like you myself, we finished the same amount of 100-mile races. I finished one, you finished one, but I've got one coming this weekend. By the time this is released, it'll be gone and it'll be done. So it's yes, it's a 108-mile race. So I've been training this.
How exciting. Why did you not lead with that? That's huge.
Because this show's about you. It's not about me. Everybody on this show, all four fans of this show listening. That's myself, Andrew, Matt, and Nick, who we are in a WhatsApp group together. That's the audience. So them guys know what I'm all about, but they won't know what you're all about. But yeah, so it's a 108-mile race. So we're running from it's the north coast of Ireland. So you run across rocks and beaches. It's by a company called We Run Wild NI. It's a 108-mile race, and you come through bogs and kind of hilly mountains, and it's brilliant. It's like my second Christmas every year. It comes up to it and I'm like, yes. Well, I did it last year, I'm doing it this year again, and I'm like, yes. And then I've got another 100-mile race, which is the Famine Way, which is a good long flat one. So it goes from a place called Strokestown into Dublin, and it's the route where people left, where I think they left the village, and I don't think they left nicely, but they were kind of pushed out, and they went across this route. You want to hear these dogs now? This is going to go mental. So
I can't wait. I love dogs, so you will not get a complaint from me. I'd be perfectly fine spending the rest of this interview talking and looking at your dogs.
Right. So everyone who I suppose is listening, you will possibly see my family all coming in now, and the dogs are all barking, so you can hear them in the background. They're all going mad. I might actually kick these dogs outside quickly here, and then give us 2 seconds,
really
Jeffrey.
Hear them.
Oh, can you not?
I mean, I can hear them, but it's not distracting to me. Don't kick them out on my behalf.
One of my dogs.
Ooh, it's a puppy. You said a wee little dog, and I didn't realize that was Irish for a puppy.
Yes, wee little dog is Irish. So he goes and chases sheep, yeah?
I mean, this is not why we're here, but have you ever been to a for real sheep herding dog competition?
Well, this is what we might be doing with him, just for the crack.
It is mind-blowing. So I lived in Salt Lake City, Utah for a few years, and Park City, Utah is a mountain town up above Salt Lake City. And the international sheep herding dog competition is there every year, and the best sheep herding dogs from the world descend on this little mountain town for this competition, and it is mind-blowing. It's on the Olympics were in Salt Lake a long time ago, and it's on one of the mountainsides that they used for the Olympics. They've repurposed it for this and other things like this. But they have 2 different huge groups of sheep on the side of the mountain, and I'm gonna bore you with this story. And
no, it's okay.
The handler is down at the bottom. They can't leave the post that's down there, and they use a whistle to signal to the dogs. And like when it starts, they whistle, and the dog sprints up the side of this mountain, and it goes up to this first like smattering of sheep, and it has to herd them together and then move them through either 2 or 3 chutes that are like, you know, navigating down the mountain. Then there's that second like herd of sheep. It has to combine both of those herds, bring them down through a few more chutes on the side of the mountain until they get down to the bottom. Then once they get down to the bottom, I don't remember how many, it's maybe half of the sheep have a brightly colored like bandana around their neck, like fabric around their neck. It's brightly colored.
Yeah.
The dog has to separate the sheep out from the herd that have the bandana. So they have to split the herd. All the while, the handler cannot leave that post. The handler is not over there with them, helping them. They just somehow know how to do this. They separate all the sheep with bandanas out of the herd, and then they have to get the bandana sheep into a small little pen. And at that point, the handler can come over and close the pen. And it is, I have never seen anything like it. Someone invited me, and I was like, I love dogs. Sure, this sounds ridiculous, but I'll go. I have told 3,000 people this same story because if you have not been to one of these competitions, you need to run, not walk, to find one. They are so cool. If you love dogs, it is a phenomenal day. 10 out of 10, do recommend. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Wow.
It surely wasn't sheep herding.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't sheep herding. It was actually my wife's coming home. The dogs start barking. I showed you Molly, one of the collies,
Right.
and
You would look so good down there by that pole with a little whistle.
do you know what? Mikey's doing a bit of running with me now, so I take him down to, it's a place called the Ravine, and it's like these hills and this grass. So he does maybe 4 mile with me.
Nice.
But you can't have him anywhere near cars or vans or anything moving. But Molly, the wee one, the one that you've seen, the wee pup, she doesn't chase cars.
Huh.
She could be a runner.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one can do your sheep herding down the hill, separating sheep and all that stuff. So he is going to sheep herding classes at the minute, and I think he's got potential.
That's
I could
incredible.
have. So I just need a farm.
Yeah.
I just need a farm. That's what I need.
That's all.
But there you go. So once again, this show just goes off in strange and weird and wacky and wonderful tangents.
Well, today was no exception. I love animals. Like I love animals, and not just in a like hippy dippy vegetarian way. I grew up literally surrounded by them. I mean, I grew up on a farm with animals, and they're also very good therapy. Running in animals, I would say, 2 of the best things I've ever done for my mental health. That and hiring cleaners for my house. Those 3 things. top tier advices for mental health.
I love it. And I'm going to throw a book onto you. That is right up your street. Running with Sherman. Have you read it?
No. What is it?
Running with Sherman. It is your book. It's
Looking it up
a
now.
guy that basically gets this donkey, and the donkey is in, it's this hoarder's got this donkey, and this donkey is in the back of a barn. He's fallen to bits, like his teeth are all rotten. He's in bad condition. He takes this donkey called Sherman, and then there's these donkey racing events where you race with the donkey.
Oh, it's Chris McDougall. He wrote like the book.
Born to Run, no. That's the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It was. That's the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, there. I wasn't sure. There's that, and then there's also like kind of like the Bible of ultra running training. I couldn't remember whether it was that or Born to Run, but yeah, it was Born to Run. Which, side note, also not plugging products, but in Born to Run they talk about the Tara Humara, the Mexican. There's this company called QO that makes these ultra running cookies, and now they have like mixes and stuff too. But it uses pinoli, which is the corn that the Tara use as their fuel. So number one, it's so interesting, and they're really tasty. I mean, they're not cookies like you would expect like an absurdly sweet American cookie to be like
Odie type things going on.
No corn. It's basically a corn. They're like a sweet corn cookie-ish thing. And then there's some kind of like cinnamony something in them, but they're not.
I love cinnamon.
Yeah, they're when I would say no aid station ever has those. They're not cheap because they're made well. But that's my favorite little.
It's brilliant.
Maybe be
Brilliant.
more excited about ultra running snacks than I do actually ultra running.
Ultra running snacks and animals. So we should have started Idiots with Animals podcast then. So as we're wrapping up, can I get some Jeffrey wisdom, some thoughts from you, something you can pass on, something to get off your chest? I don't know, just something brilliant.
I don't know that I can promise brilliance, but I think well, it's sort of the underlying theme of that not Derek reel that you were talking about, where I'm basically saying that I don't really know how to do an ultra marathon, but I do know how to like survive it. And I think that's, I don't know, this is maybe off on another tangent, but there've been so many times in my career as a performer, as a whatever I am, where I've I bought a school bus once and decided that I was going to convert it into an RV, a caravan, as y'all probably call it. And I started a YouTube channel, and I was making these YouTube videos about like how to do it and like how to insulate it and how to do this stuff. And it felt off. Like I was like, something wasn't clicking. And I finally realized it was because like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I have no idea how to do this. This is so inauthentic that I'm making content telling other people how to do this. What am I doing? And so instead of trying to pretend like I knew what I was talking about, I took the opposite approach and I just let people watch me figure it out, watch me fail, occasionally, rarely watch me succeed. And it was so much more fun. It was so much more authentic, and therefore it resonated with people so much more. And I think like it's definitely the case with ultra running too. Like, you don't need to know how it works. You don't need to be good at it. You don't need to be fast. You don't even have to like it and enjoy it every day. Like, that's not realistic. I think the only advice I have today is to just do it. It's going to be messy. It's not going to look like Instagram. It's going to stink at times. It's going to be hard. It's going to be gross. You're going to cry. You're going to poop your pants probably, but it's going to be worth it and it's going to be fun. So I think my advice for the day is do it despite the fact that it's not the way that you envision it to be. Do it anyway. It's going to be worth it. Don't quit when it doesn't look like Instagram. Don't quit when things didn't go the way you thought they would. That's what makes it worth it. Just embrace the messy ridiculousness of it and keep your expectations in check. And it's going to be so much more rewarding in the end. That's what I think.
Jeffrey, like, that is so true, because do you know what? Nothing looks like Instagram.
Yeah,
like,
and I see people...
You're bang on.
I see people like completely lose their mojo, just like completely abandon huge projects they're doing because it didn't go perfectly or it didn't go the way they were expecting it to go. And I understand why people feel that way, but it's not the reality. Nothing is like that. And so I think keeping expectations in check can be a really big benefit in the end.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it, because like, I love running, but I do not run smiling.
Yeah.
I don't run with a smile. No. I don't run and talk. I don't run and sing. I may now occasionally run and do the odd dance just for the crack. Do you know what? This 108 mile, I'm going to break out into some move. I'm not a dancer, but I'll break out into some move and call it the Jeffrey. Wow. And it could be a thing. It could be a thing. I think you're feeling down.
It and tag me, please. Please, God, let me see it.
I will. My brother is the man in the van, the man with the car. It's not a van, it's a wee small car, but it's packed with all my stuff. So he's going to have his drone and bits and pieces out. So I think whenever I give him a shout, I said, next 5 mile, when you see me coming, I'm going to do a Jeffrey. Yeah. And that's, I don't know, I think that's what we should call it. Do the Jeffrey.
I love it.
I think that should work. You're feeling down, you're feeling down the dumps, you know, Pull a Jeffrey. Do a Jeffrey.
I feel really good about that. It's really shocking how beneficial it can be for your psyche, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm a grown 6'3". I don't know what that converts to Irish measurements.
So I'm 6'3". It's still.
I'm tall and thick. That's what I am, and the fact that I'm standing alone on the side of a mountain, like doing the Macarena, because I am crying and like sad that I peed in my pants a little bit. Like it's so ridiculous. It can't not lift your spirits.
Oh, Jeffrey, thank you so much for waking up early your time and coming on the show in my, I suppose, afternoon. But like, I'm going to get myself some dinner. You get yourself some nice breakfast.
You're gonna have some breakfast.
Yeah, just some vegan gummy bears, or
I'm gonna have eggs. I'm gonna have some breakfast tacos. I eat eggs. I'm vegetarian, not vegan.
Yeah, so I have eggs and fish. That's the two things I eat for my protein: eggs and fish, and good quality stuff. And the rest is everything else is mostly vegetables.
Well, you can eat all the meat you want. I'm a very reasonable vegetarian. I don't have the option not to be. I grew up on, like I said, 4 times, a pig farm. And I think my family, they're very tolerant of my hippie ideas about not eating meat. But if I was a stereotypical vegetarian, I would be disowned faster than I could say vegetarian. So no judgment.
Jeffrey, I once again, I have no judgment. I went paleo for a while, which is just mean all raw food. Yeah, it's just didn't work. See, when you have a family with kids and you go paleo, and then everybody else is eating steaks and you're eating nuts, it ain't fun. And then I just definitely. And then I just broke into vegan for a good long while, and then I started. It's really hard. I don't have a chef. I always said that the people who are vegan and are famous all have great chefs, and vegan food's beautiful whenever it's made by the right person. I'll speak for myself. I'll not tar you with my brush, but my vegan food consists of an avocado and tomatoes in a bagel, and that's as ornate as I get with vegan food, and some lime juice, some chilies. And
if you cook, it's also a completely like. You have to kind of completely relearn how to cook, because everything I grew up knowing how to cook revolved around meat. When you go to a salad where I grew up in rural Missouri, the menu doesn't even have salads on it that don't have meat. Like there's meat in everything.
Yeah. And do you know the hardest thing about being a vegan?
Tell me.
Not telling people you're a vegan.
I know. Well, what's up? There's a comedian in the U.S. that has a joke that's I'm gonna misphrase it, but it's basically like, when you meet someone new, how do you know that they're a vegan? Because they would have told you in the first 10 seconds. It's better structured than that, but it's so true, isn't it?
Pretty much it is. Look, I will let you get on with your day, and thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When's your next 100-mile race, or your next big thing?
Well, 100-miler, I don't know. I'm taking a couple breaks, a couple years off from crazy ultras. I thru hiked the Pacific Crest Trail last year. Wow. I don't know if you know what that is. I don't know. I try not to be American centric and assume people know. It's one of our long distance trails in the US. It's 2,650 miles, so that would be
2,650 miles. But that's
I'm
okay.
trying to figure out how many kilometers that would be. A lot of kilometers. It takes 5 months to hike it, so it's a long trail.
That's adventure.
Yeah, so I took a break to do that, but I just signed up for a 50-miler in November in Moab in the deserts of Utah. So we're just starting to train.
The Moab?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're building up to the Moab 240, is it?
No. It's in Moab, the town, but it's not the Moab 240 or whatever that is. No, it's 50 miles. It's called the Dead Horse Ultra. Dead Horse State Park is a really, really beautiful canyon near Moab. It gets its name because our indigenous people, they used to drive animals off the cliff for food occasionally. And I don't know, somehow it gets its name from that. I don't know. Again, here we are off on a tangent. You got to get me out of here, Colin, or you're never going to get this episode ended.
You know what? This has been the most, I don't know how I'm going to get it edited. Never mind. Ended it. But look, it's been brilliant having you on. And like, I love, before you go, I just want to say thank you because, you know, you came on, and I always say people run for all different reasons. I see your running as being, you pick a place, but you pick the history of the place and you suck the history out of it. And then you run in that place because of the history of it as well. It's not just about doing the run.
It's why I fell in love with ultra running. I'm never going to be fast. I'm never going to win races. I remember my first trail race, or first just trail run, my immediate takeaway was, oh my gosh, nobody's watching my fat jiggle. Nobody's timing me. I felt like a little kid, like jumping over logs, getting muddy. And I think that's why I love it. It's not about winning. It's about like surviving. And that's something I can totally do. I'm never going to be fast, but I'm really good at like belligerently refusing to quit. So I think that's why I love it.
Brilliant. And the community you're in and the ultra runners, I just love them all. They're so much fun. They all want to help. And every race is different. Jeffrey, I'll say it. Third, fourth time. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Yes,
have a great rest of your day.
You too. Now get out of here. You're going to get trapped again.